The newest LR coming to JP Dokkan, LR Goku. Yes, his name is literally just Goku here. And this guy seems like he'll be alright, right? I don't think he's anything special in terms of his unit design and things like that. But I think that he can get the job done in certain areas. So honestly, we'll just like hop in, we'll talk about it. This is him Rainbow Link level 10. And I'll talk about his details in a few seconds right here. But right here, we do have every single one of his links active, which is really, really good for this guy. And we're able to get him a 21 key. So this guy at the start of turn does get 150% attack defense and then 5 key. Then when he is against one enemy, which is not this case, he does get 100% attack and defense on super attack. However, what happens is against multiple enemies, he gets an extra 5 key, and then he gets 30% attack and defense from the second enemy onward. So, for example, Goku doesn't count, but he gets this 30% attack from Zangia, 30% attack from Beto, and then 30% attack from, I think this is Bujin, right? I think is his name, right? And that allows his stats, like at the start of turn, to get to pretty reasonable heights. I believe, though, actually, it's a multiplicative buff. So it's going to be 90% multiplicative attack and defense, which is very similar to what he gets against one enemy, right? Then when he does a finishing blow, he gets right there 5 key and 59% attack. Then, again, at 21 key, he gets 100% extra attack and defense. So there's a lot going on in this kit. But it's really just purely attack and defense. There isn't anything that where he's like critting or doing additionals and stuff like that, right? So there's that 265k. He's gonna basically get look what nearly 200% multiplicative attack and defense. Then on his 18 key super attack, he does greatly raise attack and defense for one turn, right? So let's see what this guy's able to do here. I'm very interested. I think he'll be able to look pretty solid. This is like my first time using him, obviously, right? We have S tier Ultimate Gohan here. He is providing 50% defense support. And then he is... Yeah, that's pretty much it. But he's also giving us, like, Saiyan Lineage and All in the Family to this unit. All in the Family is a really, really good, like, defense link for him. Okay, so we might actually get the finishing blow here because of S tier Ultimate Gohan. Keep in mind, this 18 key super attack is actually an AoE. So we're gonna, the reason why I wanted to take him to this fight is because we could see the AoE effect there, right? So bam, we got a killing blow right there. He just knocked out Zangia. Beto was type disadvantage, right? And then he almost knocked out Bujin right there. Okay, so that was a pretty good showing overall. And from what I'm understanding, again, the finishing blow buff only activates once, so you can't like kill 2 enemies and get the finishing blow buff like multiple times. That is not how it is actually going to end up working. Okay, the really good thing here is that we could get Bulma support by grabbing these 6 key spheres right there. Bulma's support is going to give him an extra 3 key and 50 no not 50% and 37% attack and defense. That is pretty massive. Sorry to my mic, I just started coughing on an door right there. I was like, oh my goodness. But that is a pretty massive buff for this guy because he gets all of his stats multiplicative on super attack, right? Again, like, he's able to reach, like, you see that 200k defense on return, you're like, oh, that sucks. And honestly, it does suck. Those kind of stats, I feel like, should be balanced out more. Usually, they do a good job nowadays, you know, making units start off, like, you know, 500-ish k range shot of turn. And then after they, you know, super attack, they get to around 1 million. But this Goku is basically the same thing. He gets to around 1 million and maybe a little over 1 million after he super attacks. And then he's just 286k start of turn. So like a lot of these bosses with AoE attacks just really do hurt him. So this time he's not going to be looking as strong. We're missing legendary power, Saiyan Warrior Race, and prepared for battle. But he does have a good majority of his links still here. So he's it gets one enemy now. So we're going to get basically a multiplicative of 100% defense right there. Well, both attack and defense, right? So that is 200%. That is a lot. That basically what? That's 4 times his defense, right? So he's going to be at 858k defense here. And then once he actually has a super attack effect accounted for, he's at 1.2 million defense, right? I mean, that kind of defense allows him to like eat like around the damage of like Red Zone Broly's super attack, right? And I think that is good, right? But he's getting a lot of support here. 50% defense support from Esther Gohan, then 37% attack and defense support from Bulma on the other rotation, right? This is fine. Gohan's guarding, thank goodness. Whew. I'm kind of glad. Well, Esther Gohan guarded, right? So it wouldn't even matter, but okay. Now, yeah, you're at a 19.7 million attack stat. You are getting offense support. Keep that in mind. You technically is getting offensive support from here. And Bojack's not going to super attack him, right? So we're not really going to see what he does against supers. But Bojack, he would be able to live Bojack's super attack. He doesn't really... Like, Bojack's not a unit that's going to be like, oh, he hits so hard, right? That's just not how that boy is going to be like, right? Okay, Esther Ultimate Gohan kind of showing off here, I guess. Right, but it's like... Okay, we see Goku hit a 20 mil attack stat, and then he's at 1.2 mil defense, right? It's like solid numbers, right? I wouldn't consider those numbers like bad, but it's like... That's it, right? So the thing is that you have to take an account of multiple things. Like a lot of bosses as Goku, he's just gonna get one shot in so many different situations, right? And it is kind of just like sad, right? I wish this Goku had a little more defensive tech, because nowadays so many units that we get just have that defensive tech, right? That'll allow them to really survive these boss super attacks. That's what most premium units that have released since the 7th anniversary have had some type of mechanic. I mean, again, going back to the 7th anniversary, the LR Gods had their dodge, right? And the Super Saiyan 4s had their counter, but they also both had like the nullification mechanic, right? Then we go to Ginyu, who had a scouter effect. Then after that was Majin Vegeta, who was a tanky unit, right? Then Raditz, we kind of ignore that boy. Goku, Gohan, well, even Goku and Piccolo, right? They had the guard for the first 5 turns. So in a lot of situations, if you got their 18 key, they could survive supers, right? Back then, right? Then we had Goku, Gohan, who had the dodge. Gohan had the guard. Sao has his rage form, which we didn't know how good they were at that moment, but that rage form is quite a strong defensive mechanic. Then he has his dodge, right? And you just keep going forward. Most units released have ways to combat super attacks, right? Which is really important nowadays. So I did bring a Sensu Bean here, funny enough. So we're gonna use the Sensu Bean right here. This is gonna be one of the last rotations. So right here, we're gonna get his active skill. His active skill can be activated when you're, I should have kept Esther Gohan because of Z Fighters. Well, actually, does this guy get Z Fighters after we transform him? No, okay, that's fine though. So, his active skill can be activated from the 5th turn if you're facing one enemy, or from the 3rd turn if you're under 59% HP, right? Make sure this isn't being skipped. No, okay. So we're going to play this. We're going to see the kind of damage it does. It might just one-shot this Bojack, right? We'll just see here. I do think that did pretty, like, good damage, right? Because this guy, again, since he gets so many multiplicative buffs, the damage that he does is nice. It's just that, like, this active skill, I could have given him, like, guaranteed crit for the turn, right? I don't think it would have been that bad. So now he gets his, again, multiplicative buffs, the 200% start of turn. So he's at 760k defense here. This is without the extra 50% support from multiple Gohan. So this is more like a general like turn you can potentially see from like this Goku in a lot of situations. The only issue is that All in the Family, I feel like you might not really be able to see All in the Family in a lot of these turns. All in the Family is not like, you have like this guy, you can't link with them. You can't link Kai Goku with him, and those are like 2 of the better units with All in the Family. Pat Parked Goku is on this team, but if you're running like Goku Family, you could see it. Physical Ultimate Gohan's good, right? Pan doesn't support this guy is an issue. It's like, you're not really going to run this Pan with him. You're not going to run this Goku with him. It's just that, yeah, All the Family's not really in a particularly great spot, but it is a very strong defensive link. I mean, Kid Gohan, it's like this guy is a slot 2 unit. You want this guy in slot 2. You want this guy in slot 2. Like, they're all slot 2 units, right? So maybe you could run a rotation where, like, this guy is a full reduction and he's in slot 1 maybe, and then you have, like, all these All in the Family floaters, but that's just kind of, like, holding back your team, right? I think this team is a team that could still, like, beat most of the content in the game, right? Tech Gohan is still a fairly reasonable, like, option for slot 1, right? I mean, he could definitely be better, especially in a very offensive state, where, like, this is going to do a lot of damage to him. But we have enough HP to where we're going to survive pretty comfortably. Yeah, 250k is not a lot. Alright, so this Goku, I don't think this is going to be, like, you know, anything like, oh, this is best turn in the video. I think that was probably, like, the last turn, but this should still be a good attack stat again. Yeah, 2.1 million attacks. Oh, no. A 21 million attack stat, right? I mean, you can't look at that and say that's bad. I think that's good damage overall. I wish we got the 12 key super attack animation, but that is pretty much it there with him. Nothing really else too, like, you know, special where I'm going to be like, oh, he's so good, he's so bad, right? So, I wanted to end on this card up or whatever. Let me know what you guys think about the new Int Goku. Well, actually, let me do one thing real quick. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new Goku. Again, I think he's a fairly, like, solid unit. I'm not really a fan because he's just not really providing anything special to the team. And it's like, how is he going to stand out and why would I really summon for him when many other units do what this guy does, but they don't have like they have like a gimmick to them. This guy doesn't really have a gimmick. One thing I'd say I do like, his active skill is pretty easy to activate. Turn 5 is not that difficult to get, and it actually does help him out in certain fights like Sin Shenron. That'll allow him to survive the AoE attack, right? So like if you get this guy to Sin Shenron, pop the active skill, and then flow him off, as long as he doesn't get super attacked, like in the Power of Wishes team, you should be able to beat the event within that time frame, given you use like the GG Duo Revive and things like that. Like if you have him and the GG Duo together, and then you get their support, you pop their Spirit Bomb, and then you die in that turn, you end up doing a lot of damage, right? So, I don't know. There's spots you could use them, but yeah. Thank y'all for watching, though, and of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.